Success is rarely the product of chance. It is the outcome of deliberate effort, sharpened focus, and a willingness to walk one path deeply rather than skim across many. I have often said that the surest road to wealth and influence is specialization. The world admires the man who knows a little of everything, but it rewards the one who knows a great deal about one thing. My own life has been proof of this truth, and it is a lesson I wish to impress upon all who seek advancement. When I first came to America, I worked in a cotton factory, then as a telegraph messenger, then as a telegraph operator. At each step, I might have been content to learn a little of this and a little of that, moving from one trade to the next, without ever mastering any of them. But I quickly realized that a jack of all trades is often master of none, and that mastery is what the world pays for. I determined, therefore, that whatever task was before me, I would learn it with all diligence, until I could perform it not just as well as others, but better than anyone else around me. That decision, to focus, to specialize, was the beginning of everything. The temptation to scatter one's efforts is constant. We live in a world of distractions, where opportunities seem abundant and varied. A man hears of fortunes made in shipping, in banking, in speculation, and he thinks, I too shall dip my hand in many waters. Yet such a man soon discovers that the stream of wealth is not gathered by spreading one's net wide, but by casting it deep into one channel. Those who build empires do so not by chasing every opportunity, but by fastening upon one with unyielding determination. Consider my work in steel. There were men far wealthier than I when I began. They held land, railroads, mines, banks, and factories. Their portfolios were broad, their interests scattered. Yet when the tide of competition rose, many of them floundered, unable to give their full mind and energy to any one pursuit. I, however, resolved to devote myself to steel, to make it not just my business, but my domain. I studied every process, invested in every improvement, gathered every talent I could find to advance that industry. Others dabbled in steel among their many ventures. I lived in it, breathed it, and gave it my undivided attention. That is why, in the end, the steel business bore my name, while theirs faded into history. Let me impress this upon you. Wealth favors the specialist. The physician who is known as the foremost surgeon in one particular field will earn more respect, more patience, and more fortune than the general doctor who knows a little of everything but excels in nothing. The lawyer who masters one branch of law will command greater fees and greater influence than the one who spreads himself across every matter. The businessman who resolves to lead in one industry will rise higher than the one who drifts among many. In every walk of life, the principle holds true. Focus creates excellence, and excellence commands reward. Now, do not misunderstand me. General knowledge is useful. It broadens the mind and enriches conversation. But it is not the foundation of wealth. A man may read widely and learn much of the world, but unless he turns that knowledge into mastery of one craft, it will not serve him in the marketplace. It is the difference between the river that spreads thin across a plain, watering all but carving nothing, and the river that cuts deep into rock, forming canyons and moving mountains. Power is born of concentration. I have observed many young men with bright minds and boundless energy, yet they stumble because they cannot decide upon one course. They chase one opportunity today, another tomorrow. They begin a dozen enterprises, yet none ever reach maturity. They are always starting, never finishing. Such men waste their talents, for the world does not reward beginnings. It rewards results, and results require focus. Specialization does not mean stubbornness. One must still have the wisdom to see when an industry is dying or when a path leads to ruin. But once a sound choice is made, persistence upon that choice is the secret of success. Had I left steel in its early, uncertain days, I might have joined the long list of forgotten speculators. Instead, I deepened my commitment, improved the processes, reduced the costs, and expanded the market, until steel became the very backbone of modern civilization. All of this because I resolved to specialize. There is also a moral advantage in specialization. The man who devotes himself to one pursuit learns discipline, patience, and humility. He recognizes that mastery takes time, that no one can command respect overnight. He grows in character as well as in wealth, because he learns the value of diligence and perseverance. In contrast, the one who flits from one venture to another develops impatience, a restless spirit that is never satisfied, and a pride that mistakes dabbling for achievement. Such a man may impress the shallow, but he never builds anything of lasting worth. I recall an instance early in my career when I had the opportunity to invest in ventures outside of steel. Friends urged me to diversify, to secure a foothold in every rising industry. The temptation was strong, for these men spoke of quick gains and easy profits. Yet I refused. I told them, "Gentlemen, I would rather put all my eggs in one basket and watch that basket well." They laughed at me then, but time has proven the wisdom of that approach. Better to guard one basket diligently than to scatter your eggs across many and lose them all. This is not only a lesson for business, but for life itself. If you would be a great artist, give yourself wholly to your art. If you would be a great teacher, pour yourself into teaching. If you would be a great leader, devote yourself to mastering leadership. Whatever your chosen path, let it be your central aim, the focus of your effort, the measure of your growth. The world crowns the master, not the dilettante. Specialization also magnifies opportunity. When you are known for one thing, opportunities within that field seek you out. Men came to me with ideas, inventions, and proposals for steel because they knew it was my realm. I became the natural center of all advancement in that industry. Had I spread myself thin, I would never have become the obvious choice, the trusted name, the gathering point of innovation. In this way, focus not only sharpens your skill, it multiplies your chances for success. The world has changed since my time, yet the principle remains unshaken. Today, the fields may be technology, science, medicine, or any number of modern pursuits, but the law of specialization holds as firmly now as it did then. The one who masters a narrow domain will always outpace the one who skims across many. The future belongs to those who are willing to go deep, not merely wide. Let me leave you with this counsel. Choose your path with care, and once chosen, follow it with unwavering focus. Do not be seduced by the glitter of passing opportunities. Do not be distracted by the chatter of those who boast of many ventures. Anchor yourself in one pursuit. Give it your best thought, your finest energy, your daily labor. In time, you will find that the world rewards such devotion far more than it rewards scattered ambition. Wealth, influence, and satisfaction flow to the specialist. I know, for I have lived it. and so may you.